Aaron Rodgers in his weekly spot on Pat McAfee's outstanding radio show on Sirius XM's Mad Dog Sports Radio. And I can appreciate Aaron Rodgers saying that you can't judge Drew Brees in the first 2 weeks of the season. Okay, fair enough. But I do think that Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers have a major advantage going up against Drew Brees at the quarterback position coming up on Sunday nights. Look, Aaron has been outstanding to start the season. Drew Brees, not so much. Drew Brees struggled in week 1. He struggled in week 2. And the Aaron Rodgers, I can't believe you drafted Jordan Love tour has been real and spectacular. And Aaron is playing at the most talented quarterback of all-time level, which he is. Drew Brees, on the flip side, doesn't look like the Hall of Famer that he is. And I don't expect him to play at that level. I don't think Drew Brees is shod. I just don't think that we're going to see a great version of Drew Brees this season. He misses Michael Thomas, only through the short intermediate passes. And look at the rankings. I mean, think about that interception that he threw at the end of the first half against the Raiders. When was the last time you saw Drew Brees make a mistake like that? And I think that Aaron Rodgers and the Packers will be able to march into New Orleans and take care of business. And the Packers are going to start the season 3-0, primarily because they have a major advantage at the quarterback position.
My reaction on hearing the news was severalfold. First and foremost, tremendous empathy for Tyrod. Adam, I've said this for a number of years now with you on Tops. I don't believe fans truly appreciate, and I use the word appreciate in the sense of understand what players do, what they go through, simply to take the field, whether for a game or practice. So I feel for Tyrod. And this can have many, many implications. First of all, there's career implications for Tyrod. At the beginning of my career, there was an adage we heard all the time at teams, which is players don't lose their jobs to injury. Well, over the course of my career, that changed, and we've seen further change more recently. Players do get Wally-pipped now. So, there are career concerns for Tyrod. There are, of course, legal issues. As you mentioned, the NFLPA is investigating this. There are innumerable issues to go through. Was this an employee of the team? Was it an independent contractor, which I believe is the case? Does Tyrod want to pursue any action? Does the NFLPA want to pursue any action? Was this simply a mistake that happens? All these things need to be unpacked over time.
Excellent insight on that, Amy. And listen, I was thinking of you on Sunday when Justin Herbert was starting, because the two of us talked about it on Sunday morning on that of the pregame show. And I'll take everybody back to our draft show where you were a big believer in Justin Herbert. I was a big believer in Justin Herbert. Now, with all that said, I thought he played great under the circumstance. I was not surprised. I was very disappointed and confused to hear Anthony Lynn be critical of Justin Herbert during his news conference on Monday. What was your reaction upon hearing that?
Well, I agree with you, Adam. He played magnificently given the circumstances. He was told very, very, very in moments or just a bit of time before the game that he would be starting. And given that, he did play tremendously well. You and I do share views on Justin Herbert. This is someone, he's got size, he's 6'6", he's got speed, he runs the 40 very quickly, he's got a cannon of an arm. By all accounts, he's extremely intelligent and a good leader. I am very, very excited about this pick. I was excited about it before the draft, and I was delighted that the Chargers chose him. As to Anthony Lynn's comment, it is possible, of course, that he was being judicious in his comments out of empathy for Tyrod and the situation Tyrod is in. But that said, you can do both. You can both be judicious in what you say out of concern and care for Tyrod without denigrating Justin, and I think that could have been navigated better.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I can appreciate, Tyrod Taylor and everything that transpired, and he is the epitome of class by all accounts, but, ripping Justin Herbert to me just in the press made absolutely no sense. Amy, I love watching the Raiders play football. I picked them. You picked them on Monday night to win. And how about Derek Carr and the Raiders 2-0? Is this a harbinger of things to come?
We shall see. And I don't say that specifically because it's the Raiders. Adam, I'm judicious about these things. We're 2 games into the season. And as we were just discussing with respect to the Chargers, one never knows when a major injury can occur. But certainly, absolutely, the Raiders are showing tremendous promise. I thought they showed poise. Derek Carr was sacked 3 times in the first quarter, but recovered that. I think Dennis Allen made his greatest coaching contribution to the Raiders yet. The Raiders scored on, I think, 6 of their last 7 possessions. So there you go, Raiders. Dennis Allen has finally made a contribution from a coaching perspective to the team. And then, Adam, the stadium is magnificent, but I did feel badly that the fans weren't able to enjoy that first game there. And that is not a criticism. We certainly all understand why there are not fans in stadiums right now. So that's not in any way a criticism that there weren't, but simply that my heart is with those tremendous, tremendous Raiders fans. I was sad for them. They didn't get to enjoy that moment in person, but they'll get to enjoy it when fans are allowed back.
Excellent takes. And yeah, I mean, we all know why, but it was still jarring to see that stadium empty. I'm with you completely. Amy, I give you credit. You were light years ahead of the curve on Cam Newton and Bill Belichick and that marriage and it being a perfect fit. Why did so many teams pass on Cam Newton, and what made this, in your mind, an ideal fit for Cam Newton in New England?
Well, as to your first question, why did so many teams pass? I'll try to imitate that little gif of the kid going, I don't know. And I don't do it as well as the gif, of course. It's just sort of dumbfounding to me that so many teams passed, and there's a myriad of reasons why it's speculated that they passed. But yes, I did identify New England as the place I wanted Cam to end up, because Bill Belichick does what the best coaches do. He best positions his players to be their best. Cam hasn't been healthy in a few years. In 2018, he had a very significant shoulder injury. He could barely throw the ball 30 yards, we learned after the season. We did see Ron Rivera pull him off the field when they needed to throw a Hail Mary because he simply didn't have the arm strength. And last year, of course, he was dealing with a Liz Frank injury, which I know from experience during my career is very significant. So a healthy Cam and Bill Belichick is, in my mind, a delicious, delightful combination.
Delicious and delightful is a perfect way to phrase it. Amy, I'm curious to get your take. It's perfect. I mean, it's ideal. Curious to get your take on Joe Burrow from a management perspective. Joe Burrow has it. In my opinion, he's looked great. He's looked the part. He's used to winning. He's 0-2. His persona and his positivity, it's part of it when it comes to all-encompassing Joe Burrow. How do you make sure that he keeps that while the Cincinnati Bengals are losing here?
Well, Adam, you and I had the pleasure of sitting with him on that other pregame show last season. And as impressed as I was with Joe Burrow on the field, I came away even more impressed with Joe Burrow when meeting him in person and having a conversation, some of which related to football, some of which did not. I believe he has everything it will take to manage what is going on in Cincinnati. It may take them a while to get pieces and parts around him. He's not used to the circumstances that exist there, as you noted, but I think both intellectually, emotionally, and from a maturity standpoint, he is tremendously well suited to handle that.
Absolutely. Very well said.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.